a challenge like tripping and falling and getting right back up. So now what I just shared with you in this result is a system of what I call that's based upon what I call the health quadrant. And in that health quadrant is understanding that in order to be whole in him, I have to be sound in my physical body, which means I have to know more. I can't have just enough of just doing the right things to be healthy. I need to have a foundation of understanding how to be healthy. What am I eating? What is the food doing for me? What are calories? What are vitamins and minerals? How does that have an effect on my well-being on my day-to-day? Why am I getting sleepy? Or why am I getting tired? Or what is the reasons why I'm having the challenges? These are all questions that are all left up in the air for people to just think of what it is, or just to say this is what it is. And as a result, we create what you call we create relative truth. And the truth of the matter is there's no such thing as relative truth. Anything that is not truth is a lie. And as a result, so if we can fill the areas of our lack of knowledge in areas that we do understand, it will help bridge the gap and for us to be able to uproot a lot of the problems that we're having. Now, I mentioned that just in the physical body, but we also have these same areas in finances. How many of us do not understand finances? We're in debt. We're having credit problems. And it's not so much that we're in these issues, because again, we all can fall, just like tripping. So we can all lose money. We can always, something can happen losing a job. But it's the problem when we fall down and we can't get back up. And that's a result because of something we don't know or something we don't understand, whether it's a mindset, whether it, and so as a result, these are the issues that are causing, that's plaguing our society to where so many people are falling on the ground and they can't get back up. The other issues we have is when it comes to fulfillment of understanding, who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I the way I am? Why do I see the things that I do? Why do I see the things that I see and do the things that I do? And understanding that that is associated to my purpose. And when I understand how I am and how I was created, that helps me now understand my perspective, my purpose, and then be able to see the gifts of others that are around us. Because as Romans 12 has shown, there are 7 gifts that God has created each and every one of us in, that gives us our purpose and our place, where we are to all work together as joints intertwined. Now, the issue again, when I mention all these things, as I'm saying it, most of these things nobody really knows about, or they know a very surface knowledge about, and you wonder why we have the problems we're having. And lastly, in that matter, when we're talking about the legs, is we're talking about character, we're talking about the spirit. How many of us are trying to fulfill matters when we have poor ethics, when we have bad attitudes, when we lack integrity, when we're always beaten down and not having courage every time something comes our way? These are all of the things that are the challenges that we all face with in some form or another, which is where we're saying, why am I not where I want to be? I'm somewhere having an issue in some form or another. The objective of what Invested in You is about is to help you fulfill, and build yourself in these areas, so that as a result, when it comes to fulfilling purpose, it is something that can be fulfilled as a means, just as I've mentioned when I use the metaphor of our physical body. When we trip and fall, we can just get right back up. And so one of the things that I recognize is with many of us, and this is in all communities, but primarily in inner city communities, is how we have been underserved, and there is a lack of knowledge when it comes to any of this. And there's also something that we have to be aware of, is the times are changing. And as the times are changing, we need to be prepared. And so as a result of being prepared, we have to know, we have to understand it. So we need to be developed. We need to be equipped. And since there's nobody out there that's equipping us, and we're trying to figure out and doing everything in the means of, in the matters by the way that we know, and it's not working, we need to come to the place of recognizing that the reason why things are not working is not because the enemy is so hard out here, or he's just oppressing us. It's because of something we're not doing. If we think about it, in anything we do, our error is usually because of what we don't know. And so if we are able to understand, and if we're able to understand that the process is not so much about what I do know, but what I don't know, then I'm able to focus on the things and learn the things that I don't know, to where now it helps me build a stronger prowess and be able to do things and avoid matters that I did that I used to that I've had experiences with before. So